Good evening. We've heard continuously this talk about the distressed and dysfunctional municipalities, and now it seems that it's all coming to a crux point, where it's simply disintegrating across the board for those that have been struggling for a long time.
That's right, Kathy, and we have covered it for most of the week, and we're just going to highlight some of the municipalities which have been making headlines over the last few days. We're going to start in the south of Gauteng, the Vanderbijl Park Vereniging area, and a municipality known as Mfuleni. Some staggering numbers coming out earlier this week. The mayor admitting that there's been financial mismanagement worth 872 million rand, Kathy. Government now getting involved. It hasn't per se placed Mfuleni under administration, but it says it will work with municipal officials to try to recover some of that money. Tracking this story for us is reporter Govan Vittles. You can follow him on Twitter at Van1Go. It is a story that won't be going away anytime soon, so do keep an eye on that. Let's head to the West Rand now, and we saw some chaotic scenes with a strike involving municipal workers earlier this week, Kathy. They say that they haven't been paid their full benefits from last month, and it seems to be because the municipality is under dire financial situation. In fact, it was taken into administration earlier this week. But the problems don't end there, Kathy. Remember that it was mentioned in the VBS report, pouring 77 million rand into that bank, which of course has now been liquidated. So perhaps more action to come when it comes to this particular municipality. Lindo Kukle is following that one for us, and you can see his Twitter handle over there. So do keep an eye on his tweets, because this story again will be developing as that recovery plan comes into place. A quick look at the Northwest now. This one has been making headlines since the VBS report was actually released, and that is the Ruth Mompati municipality in the Northwest province. The municipality failing to spend grants worth nearly 160 million rand, Kathy. It was basically taken under control, if you like, by an interministerial task team which arrived several months ago when the province really lurched from one crisis to the next. And again, it was mentioned in the VBS probe, putting roughly 100 million rand into the VBS accounts, Kathy, and that's landed it in all sorts of trouble. You'll be speaking to Michael Apple about this a little bit later, but if you want to follow that story, his handle, the Mike Apple. Finally, let's head to the Free State. The Cooperative Governance Minister was in fact addressing this problem earlier today, and he's going to be trying to sort out the issues at Maluti Pofong, which owes Eskom a cool 3 billion rand, massive amounts of debt, and historically it has had debt problems for several years. In fact, Kathy, it is now under administration. So one of 24 across the country, which has now been taken under administration. That's roughly 1 out of 10 municipalities in the country, Kathy, which finds itself in that situation. Janka Tolmay is tracking that story for us, and you'll be able to get updates from her on Twitter as well.
You know, the picture is absolutely grim, and I think what makes it worse, Michael, is that while we're seeing these municipalities at the bottom end of the scale,